This is... Oh, fuck, I don't know what to say.
Motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Okay, we're leaving that in because that was funny. This is the Juicing Room chat. This is the first podcast episode. I am Aggro, and
I'm SB Burger, and I'm surrounded by fucking grass. Let's go.
Oh, this is going great. We have, for the last 10 fucking minutes, just... I don't even know what to say. It's just been heck in a handbasket.
It's been hectic, yeah. But
it has been fun.
For the last couple of months and weeks, myself and Agro have always been wanting to do a podcast. So we just said, "Fuck it, why not do one?"
Yeah, and now we're sort of winging it.
Yeah,
we have an outline. We have everything down. It's just sort of getting this shit together.
So essentially, we are winging it. We are the most professional podcast ever.
Oh yeah, we're so professional. Rooster Teeth envies us. Fucking Chapo Trap House envies us.
They're absolutely shitting themselves. I swear. They're like, "Oh fuck, lads, it's a Juicing Room. Watch out."
I don't fucking know what we're doing. It's okay.
All right.
So
essentially, when we want to make this podcast, we wanted to design a podcast that would be based around the community that anyone could listen to. Could also express any views that we have. You know, sort of, if there's any news, we can get it out there. And of course, we obviously want to support local.
And no, that does not mean gossip, you fucking sluts.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, we could talk. We're gonna talk about motherfucker.
I'm gonna laugh because that was funny.
Yeah. So essentially, what we want to do is we want to try and make a podcast for this community to enjoy. So if you're stuck in a boring ass college lecture, snap this on. You'd be grand. You know,
snap this on and get fucking horny right away.
Yeah, right in front of the class. You know, you get a professor who's staring at you. He's like, "Hey, you know what you doing?" You'd be like, "Don't mind me, fam. I'm listening
to a great podcast.
I'm listening to a great podcast. Shut your mouth and get lost."
So mean. All right, so our first segment happens to be history and how certain things have affected the community.
History.
This was SB's idea, and I liked the idea because it's a good idea. Now, the first.
Thanks. Thanks for the compliments. I really appreciate it.
Because it's actually it's something that's important. We need fucking retrospective on our fucking stuff, and some people need to learn. Huh?
Retrospective.
Fucking, I don't know. I just immediately paused and went, "Oh," because she said retro.
You had like the biggest brain fart. You had the biggest brain fart.
Yeah, I did.
You were just like, what?
The first of our history segment that we have is over the original 1971 movie and its influences to the kink today, as well as some of the controversies around it and some of the current events regarding it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, do you want to start off, Akro, or should?
Since you got it, you could start off, and then I'll just name off some of the stuff it's influenced and sort of bounce off of your stuff.
Well, obviously, we know the first scene is obviously a part of the 1971 movie, and you know, essentially, this would be the starting point. Well, I would pinpoint this as the starting point of the community.
Yeah, the most major starting point that most people can get behind.
Yeah.
I've yet to meet somebody who said, "Oh, the book was where I started." So,
yeah, I suppose the main significance really behind this clip is really that if you look at like most of the big time artists, you can see that this scene sort of captivated people because they would have been watching this, say, at a very young age. And, you know, at a time when people are growing up and they're learning.
It would affect their psyche and shit. And honestly, it's one of those things that is just it's a very interesting scene. Now, my favorite is 2005. I know you can vilify me as much as you want.
I wouldn't vilify you for that because my favorite's the the one
Fucking
from the
Jackie.
70s show. Yeah, I fucking love that, man.
It's a pretty good scene, but like see I like the 71 movie before I watched 2005 when I was really young, and I remember hearing about the 2005 coming out and being like, wow, that's amazing. I hope they change it up somehow. But originally when I would watch 71 when I was like 5, I would watch it for like hours and just repeat shit and stuff. And I have a pretty good memory of both movies on and on again. What is that fucking sound? Is that from Craig?
No.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
Yes, yeah, there's a fucking clicking noise coming from your fucking...
Oh, shit. Oh, no. I'm fucking moving the headphone around. I'm like tapping it.
Okay, but
professional.
But the original 71 movie had some pretty practical effects as opposed to the 2005 effects. In 71 they had some pretty cool, pretty interesting ways of showcasing the transformation without really like forcing it. Like for example, they used
what you would see like at that time that the things that they would have used would have been revolutionary at the time in sort of filmmaking.
Oh, yeah. But see, one of my favorite facts to learn is the two facts about Denise Nickerson that I could find. For one, since she had to put on blue makeup, it like seeped into her skin and came out like weeks later while she was in school.
Like, yeah, I was
I think she was doing the fucking Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, she was doing the Pledge of Allegiance, and people kept looking at her like, "Why are you turning blue?" And they were like, and she was like, "Oh, fuck."
That would be the most embarrassing thing ever.
Yeah, you're just standing there like hand over heart. I don't know, the Pledge of Allegiance. God save him. No, that's fucking.
She's the true blue-blooded American.
Literally true blue-blooded.
And then, like, I remember seeing somewhere. I have yet to find this fact again. I remember seeing somewhere that in order for that the suit took a while, like the last final suit that they rolled around in took a while to get together and took a while to put on. So they just kept her in it one day, and like they would roll her around to make sure the blood circulated and shit. I can't verify that. I can't verify that.
I've seen that. I've seen that before.
Like,
I think that was a comment either she made in like an interview from like the 1990s, or it was either a statement from one of the members of the cast or the costume director.
That must have been the most awkward like couple hours, especially during lunch. Like, oh my god.
All right, Denise, time to roll you. No, I have to finish my fucking roll. I have to finish my lunch. Tough shit. Off you go.
It's first off, why would you make the suit so that it was hard to get? Like, I know it's like a fucking 1970s. Oh, this is the best we got. But why would you make it so that it's hard to take off and put on? For fuck's sake!
Well, you don't want to be filming and then she just fucking falls out of the suit and it's like, oh shit.
Could you imagine midway through the rolling crash? Movie's fucking ruined.
Yeah, that's it. Movie's done and dusted.
Son of a bitch. Roald Dahl's fuck it. You guys are never making a movie out of my shit again. He dies holding the film rights.
See that second book? You can go fuck yourself with that book.
He literally said that though. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Like, you're not fucking touching this. God damn it.
It's my precious, fuckers.
Oh my god. But no. Roald Dahl was people say that Roald Dahl liked the movie. He did not. He grew to tolerate it. He literally he hated the movie. He protested it. And the only thing that happened in his lifetime was that he grew to tolerate it. And whenever I hear that somebody grew to tolerate something, it usually means there's an ambivalent aggravation.
Essentially he says, fuck this shit, you're not making a second movie. Go fuck yourself. Have a nice day.
I doubt we'll ever get a fucking Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator movie unless this supposed like prequel and then remake once again, because we know that's going to happen.
That's another topic for another day, I'll tell you that.
And then then they'll be like, oh, those are both successful. Wonka Extended Universe. Other Roald Dahl properties. Oh my god, that'd be both amazing and shit in so many ways.
Yeah, Rook Assault the movie.
She's rusted. She's a Russian spy.
She goes around killing a bunch of like squirrels. She's like a fucking squirrel hunter.
Fucking
Women
fucking hell.
season.
Oh my fucking god.
Oh god.
Oh my god. Okay, so and its influences have had a long-standing place in the community. For example, many inflatable suits don't utilize the 05 style, but they utilize the 71 style with the red belt.
Yeah.
And many tailor-made clips videos, to many people's pleasure or disdain, utilize that same suit or even the same premise.
Exactly.
Especially with one of their first, I think it was their actual like first.
Yeah, it was their actual first one. It was the one Beulah.
Yeah, the Beulah clip. She basically recited and looked like a very much older Violet, which was it's an interesting. It's a much more interesting clip. It's one of their better ones before they started like falling off and like faltering. Which I don't blame them. Stuff has happened in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But just like it was an interesting clip, and it utilized that suit to its fullest extent, and the actress to their fullest extent.
Yeah, definitely. I'd have to agree with you on that. Like when you look, say back at that has obviously that scene has a huge influence on the actual sort of market that clip was made of, and I think like another place you can see the sort of like impact that has is if you look at DeviantArt.
Oh yeah, and if you look at how people usually dress when they fucking do Halloween and shit, or when they like they want to be subtle, because it's a very subtle statement. It's very easy to do.
Exactly.
But no, it's had lots of influences, and Magic Christina's entire aesthetic is based off of that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And like even as she evolves, and even as her character evolves, it's always based around that similar concept. We all seen that. And if you haven't, I'll link her DeviantArt
Yeah,
page.
we'll make a link.
Yeah, we'll make a link list.
We'll make a link. We'll make a link to all the stuff that we talk about. By the way, just
all this shit. Yeah, all this fucking terrible, awful.
Oh yeah, this awful, terrible shit.
You guys can scar yourself for the rest of your life.
Yeah, now you're gonna criminalize the goddamn community. Well done. Don't make me do that, because I will.
Fucking shit. Okay.
Just goes
next segment. We have to, because we got to keep moving, because I think we spent like 10 minutes on that.
So what? Time is time. Who cares?
Yeah. But dude, I got fucking plans today. We got to keep it at least somewhat moving.
Anyway. So yeah, sure. We'll go to our artist of the day. Now, an artist of the day essentially is someone who we feel really has evolved in the community and makes either great content or has provided something to this community that has helped it grow. And today we chose the username J the Law Down.
Yeah, J the Law Down. They just recently started posting morph pics. They have a very unique style, which we will show when we post their stuff. But essentially their stuff is magazine covers as Blueberry Girls, and it's very interesting to see this kind of concept. I've only seen it once before, and it was done with Interrogum stuff, and he has a very limited style due to what he uses. But
I say when it comes to morphing, like when you have like sort of the like way that Jade Law does his morph space around the sinking pair of the inflation.
Oh yeah, and it's very much like this would be what tabloids would be, where this real and where this a trend, number one. And number two, this is very tastefully done and very deeply detailed. So it's not like some person shoving a head onto the 05 and saying, I have made a new morph, don't steal.
I make morph, don't steal, please.
And like they got so many different little details, probably hints to new stuff or stuff that they would like to do. New synthetic vaccinium found. What legal experts say when you need to watch out for when you use vaccinium, I believe is a blueberry term. There's the beautiful blueberry diva dually. Like it's there's details that you wouldn't even see. Like, he even includes the price for the stuff and shit. It's very, very well done.
$250. Got $250 for that gun.
It's very.
But no, back to what I was saying. Like, I don't think like this style of actually morphing has been done for a very long time. I know Love and Ripe used to do.
Oh
he
yeah.
did it at the end of his, Beauregard series, and it hasn't really been seen.
Yeah, no, it's not, and it makes it. It's done very squishy, so it looks very.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah, that's the whole aesthetic of it. It looks realistic, and I suppose when like you take a look at it, it looks realistic. It's pretty to look at. Like you see some art and you're like, okay, what the fuck is this?
This is jarring.
End my life. I don't need this. Kill me now. Rip my eyes out. Throw them around. Hopscotch on these bitches.
That's a fucking extreme reaction to kink art, man. But I don't blame you. There are some.
Yeah, there's some that you see and you're like, kill me now.
There are some things that are not meant to be. You don't fucking look those things up.
Yeah. Those are the times where, I question, does God stay up in heaven because he's afraid to come down here? I know.
Quoting Steve Buscemi from the fucking Spy Kids movie.
You think God stays in heaven because he too lives in fear of what he's created?
You fucker! This cast is ruined.
No, I fucked that up so badly. And I knew it. I was halfway through. I was like, man, this quote.
Yeah, so we will link them in the description or in the description or wherever we post this. With the other links, we will label them. Make sure you can get to them easily. So go and show them support. They got some real fucking cool shit. And I don't know.
There's some good shit, boy. Some good shit.
They haven't posted in a while, but I think it's just because they're busy, like most people, like most sane people, as opposed to insane people who don't have anything to do, and then slowly decay over time.
Like me.
I mean, you're not that insane. I'm more talking about people who have verifiably gone crazy. But
I went crazy years ago.
Let's bring on our guest artist.
Yes, bring it on.
Our guest artist is Lushaani. She makes fetish horror stuff. She's very good at the creepy, the crawly, the cool aesthetic, and it's very interesting. So welcome, Lushaani.
Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
How are you? How are you today?
I'm doing pretty well.
I'm fairly aware that in our area it's cloudy, so that's a good sign. At least you're in a peppy mood at this time of year. All right.
Yeah.
So my first question is, what inspires you to do some of the work that you do, especially in regards to the fetish work? Because that stuff is very provocative yet very interesting.
Well, it was always sort of an interest of mine. Like most people, I started looking at fetish pornography and just erotic work in general when I was young, and it became interesting. And when I started learning how to draw, well, like most people, you you create stuff that you want to see that you can't find anywhere else. I think it's almost like a natural curiosity for anyone that practices drawing to eventually try drawing porn.
Right.
And
like everybody does.
Yes. And so when I started sharing it online and getting a positive reaction, even though I was still learning, it became a really satisfying part. Drawing kink stuff means that you're creating something for people that they can't get anywhere else. And that's fulfilling.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's one of those things that whenever I make something and I see at least a somewhat positive feedback or see somebody like comment, "This is amazing, keep doing stuff like that," or even just like, "Wow, I've never seen somebody do this." It's like, it's a very fulfilling thing.
Yeah, even I could say the same thing. When you get that feeling of someone actually commenting or saying that, "Oh, this is awesome, this is great, I can't wait for more," that just brings you so much excitement, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I have to make more. This is it. Let's go."
So, what are you like? I have to ask, what are some of the things that you're very proud of from your early work and from now, like just work in general that you enjoyed making and enjoyed the reception to?
When I was first getting started, I was really proud of how quickly I could do request streams.
Really?
Well, yes, when I first started, I was really focused on trying to figure out how to draw quickly. And so I reached a point where I could draw, basically completed pictures of the skill level I was at in like 10 or 15 minutes.
Wow, that's fucking impressive.
That's
I can't.
Now, naturally, in comparison to where I am now, those pictures aren't, really anything to be proud of. But at the time, I felt that learning how to get a lot of concepts out quickly was what I enjoyed doing.
Which that's a good practice, I would say. It allows you to, filter shit out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as well as that, it's also a great progression that like you have your old stuff there, and the fans can actually see the progression, and they can see from where you start all the way up to now. And like someone would see that, and you never know. You get someone who might see that as like inspiration. You'd be like, "Oh my god, she did this, man! I could do this totally. This could be awesome. I might be able to do this as well."
Yes, I agree. I might not be proud of my original art pieces anymore, but I definitely know that when it comes to the preservation of art, and especially in the digital format, there's almost no reason not to have that archive out there.
Yeah, like there's stuff that I have written that I'm not proud of that I see people favorite every once in a while. I'm like, wow, that's something I'm not proud of, but I'm glad you like it. I wrote it when I was like I wrote it when I was like really young, and they're like, God damn. Looking back at it, I'm like, this needs so much work.
Oh god, soft. That's me with my sequences. I look back and I occasionally like someone who likes sequence. I'm like, why the fuck are you liking this?
That's me. That's just me. It's just me in a different account favoriting your shit. This is what you were.
Yeah, and you're gonna fucking taunt me forever. You'd be like, "Hey, SB, remember when you made this?" And I'm like, "No."
Hey, at least I don't fucking remind you of the fucking listen close, listen hard to the tale of Cage.
No.
At least I don't fucking do that.
That's a story for another time. We're not gonna go through that. You crazy bastard.
Oh.
Okay.
Fucking god. Okay. SB, your turn because I've asked a couple questions.
Oh yeah, lovely. So. Essentially, this relates to your Tumblr kind of content, and what kind of inspired you to like make that sort of like content? Anyway,
my Tumblr? Can you be more specific? Since I've shut my Tumblrs since they changed their policy on adult content.
Yeah, so like basically like the in real life pictures, the taking requests and all that, and the videos that were put on another site. So like, what kind of inspired you to do that?
What drove me to put myself, like the actual person, out there?
Yeah, essentially.
That one is a very interesting one, and it's a bit more personal. But essentially, I had low self-esteem growing up, and it's like working in the kink community. You find out that what the standard, the common pop culture definition of beauty and sexuality isn't.
It either doesn't exist or
there's just a lot of people out there who appreciate different people. It's, even when I was first drawing kink pornography, expansion, weight gain, all this kind of stuff, it never really occurred to me that I could be that kind of person, And it sort of changed then when I started, joining the dating scene and spending more time with people who did find me attractive just for who I was. And there was this sort of visceral thrill then from public displays of affection. And I sort of realized that I was an exhibitionist. And so I started, fiddling around with a couple photographs and specifically changing my skin blue. And it got a huge positive reaction on DeviantArt when I posted one of them. But, DeviantArt isn't the place for real life content, at least my gallery. And so that's why I created an entire account specifically for that, to scratch those exhibitionist itches and to kind of soak in some positive attention that I didn't really get when I was younger.
It seems very exploratory, and it seemed very interesting. I think I remember following that account on my own Tumblr.
I do remember.
You did very well and did very interesting stuff. So I don't blame you for feeling very excited by it, because first off, Tumblr is a very reactive, bubbly place. Even now with the shit policies.
We can all agree on that.
Oh my fucking! That was just a poor shot on their choice.
Yeah.
80% of your base makes porn. What's fucking wrong with you?
Yeah, let's just shoot ourselves in the foot and get it over with.
And you also, you don't just do art streams. I've been in a couple of your more gaming streams, and you're very fun to play with. And you have your own Minecraft server, which I don't mind if you plug here, if it's still up, or your own Minecraft stuff or gaming stuff.
That's currently not up at the moment. We're negotiating starting a new one, but it sort of played itself out, especially during exam season, and so we put it on hiatus.
Yeah.
I'd understand that. Exams fucking suck.
They eat up everyone's time.
Don't get me started on exams, because I swear I'll go on a 1 hour rant and just fucking.
Hey, at least you don't got to worry about Pearson. Those fuckers always having tests for things that don't need tests. Hey, do you have ADHD? Yeah. Here's a test for it. Pearson, what? Oh no, but anyways, trying to think what else. Did you ever make something that you're like, ooh, I maybe shouldn't have made that now, or there are things that you're like, I'm not proud of that anymore.
Yes. I started taking pornographic commissions before I was ready, and they have never seen the light of day. Besides the person that commissioned them, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I would honestly understand that one.
I've also done a couple flatulence and vomit commissions that have also never seen the light of day that I'm not proud of.
Fair. That's fair.
And I used to not be proud of a couple of my own kinks, but positive reception again from people that I respected, and some surprising people that are very supportive. Eventually got rid of that, although sometimes I still feel like I have to apologize to the universe for making some of the stuff I draw exist.
Wakes up in the middle of the night, the universe is just standing over you. What have you done, Lushaani?
I'm sorry.
What have you done?
But no, I totally get that. There's some shit that I have made that I'm like, wow, looking back on this, I was insane. And SB knows what I made.
Oh, stop. I only have to mention Godzilla Berry, and then that's all.
That sounds like a story.
It is a story. It's a story that I don't like telling, because it's like, oh my fucking god, I have to go through all these. Okay, fine. Do I need this? Do I need to tell it? I'm not sure.
We'll save it for another episode.
It's so good though. Okay, but anyways, yes, we all make stuff that we're not proud of, and some of that stuff, it will see the light of day. It won't see the light of day, and I'm kind of glad that there are ways that you have different means to get your stuff to your commissioners. Yeah. Figuring that shit out with stories like I do, it's like, hey, do you want the stash link? Because I kind of don't want my stash to be overcluttered. And they're like, no, just keep it. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks.
Like, I don't want this. Get this off.
Can you please take it? Can you please take it? They're like, no, I'm good. I'm like, why did you commission me?
They just commission you to torture you. They're like, here, we'll give you $5 just to commission your suffering.
Honestly, it's just like fucking. I'm sure you get commissions that will cross lines or that are outlandish for you, even for you and your stuff, because you have a variety of creative endeavors and creative ideas, and I'm sure there are things that cross those lines. If I'm not mistaken.
Don't mind the pun, but you have the creative juices going.
And yes, of course, there's always going to be a commissioner that, either pushes the line or brings something to you that you'd never considered before, that, maybe it doesn't make you uncomfortable when you say yes, but as you work on it, you start having second thoughts and this and that. And and, the infinite creativity, maybe with quotation marks, of fetishists online, it's always baffling. And as soon as you think you've seen it all, someone will come along to prove you wrong.
Oh yeah,
definitely,
absolutely.
We've all done commissions. We've all seen it. We've all been traumatized.
There are things that I have written at specific ages that I look back now. I'm like, that's not something I should have made. There are people that there are people that are on my commission no list usually. because it's just some of their stuff is just like, no, I don't want to do this. I'm not comfortable with this.
Mhm.
Slap yourself for that.
Like, it's just, you always got to be aware also of people. I'm sure I get toxic people for just like some of the stuff that I make, like just people who want or do or act weird ways. And being a girl in the community, Lushaani, I assume at least you have met some toxic people who only see you as a like as a means to get their fun
Their
juice
fun
going.
juice.
Get their Johnson going.
Yeah, there's definitely a problem.
Get their Johnson. God, it just makes me think.
Yeah, it definitely is kind of a problem. Is that a lot of people, especially considering how large the kink communities are, they sort of have this idea that because you produce erotic content, that means that you're automatically consenting to any lewd things and fantasies that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like assumed there's an assumed promiscuity there, especially if, you have put your face out or photos out before.
Oh, fuck yeah, I'd imagine so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It can get really uncomfortable, and it's like, yeah, I'm a sexual person. It's like I wouldn't be doing this as my main source of income if I wasn't. But, it's not an open
I don't
invitation.
constantly want to fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I've had people. I identify as pansexual, though my own sexuality is a complex mess. I tell people that, and one of the first things that some of them would ask whenever I was first saying it was, "Are you aroused by me now?" I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't. It's not how that works.
And then they go, why
Can
not?
you feel it now?
Yeah.
Can you feel it now, Mr. Krabs? Can you feel it now?
Why not? Because you're fucking ugly. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Like there are times I have really wanted to say that to people just to fucking throw them for a loop.
Well, you should.
Because this is a different setting than I am aroused.
Definitely.
To. Currently, we're at work, so I'm not really typically aroused at work.
I would say something like that. Like if you're a woman, that would kind of like maybe deter you from going to say like an event like SizeCon or something like that, because you'd have to be constantly like worried. Like I know you went to SizeCon last year and.
I had a good time.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate, actually. I was actually considering not going because there was a person who had been stalking me that was trying to go. And, it's like I sort of just bit the bullet and went, and thankfully he wasn't there. And for the most part, it was really friendly, It's like I cosplayed, I did weird things, and it was
honestly,
welcoming.
I remember seeing some of your pictures, and honestly, they're pretty cool. You look like you're having a fun time, especially at the Max Growth booth, or wherever, or whatever that was. Was it a booth? I don't.
It was either that, or it was the Breast Expansion Cafe.
Yes, the Breast Expansion Cafe. That was a lot of fun.
That sounded hilarious.
It was really hard to swap out the increasingly large water-based fake breasts in between serving.
Yeah.
And
guys, I don't need a table. I don't need a table. I got my boobs here. I'm sorry.
By the end, I was carrying around an extra 30 pounds.
Drinking, just fucking spills tea on chest. Oh, fuck!
I gotta pay for this.
Shit, it burns. But honestly, SizeCon looks like there's a convention. I don't know if you've heard of it, Lushaani. You might have because you live around where I do, as far as I'm aware. But it's called NakaCon. It looks like a little smaller than NakaCon, but not too small. Would you say that that's kind of true if you've ever been?
I have not been, so I can't have opinion on it.
Well, I'd say it looks from the outside looking in like a very smaller convention, nothing too like, Comic-Con-esque, but it's still a good convention and of a lot of substance. And I've always wanted to go. I don't have any friends here who would like to go, obviously. I'm in the middle of Missouri. The closest thing we get to kink talk is arresting sex offenders.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's.
I mean, is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Come to Missouri.
Come
to Missouri, and we get sex offenders. Totally, yeah.
I go to a kink club every week. It's like,
oh really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't see. Also, I'm also like a baby when it comes to this shit. So the culture is just like I have no idea what's going on.
One of the first things I did when I moved out here was start looking around, and I found a couple clubs, and really nice.
I don't have that outgoingness. I'm just afraid of the world.
You gotta grow some balls. You gotta grow some balls and go out there and look and find some excitement.
I don't need balls. I have all the balls right here. Just starts throwing a dodgeball against the wall. But no, it's very interesting to see people go to that convention and to see that convention come to life, and all the fucking bubbles and conflicts that came from it. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Stories for other days, which we will do probably in the history or in the news section.
Yeah, of course.
Ever come to your eyes.
So I think we'll just sure, go ahead, Saint. Sorry.
No, you first.
Okay, no, I was gonna ask. I say for just the last question. Actually, I'll say there's two last questions. For the first one, what sort of advice would you give to an upcoming creator?
An upcoming creator, I would say, well, you have a job or you're going to school or you're trying to make it your full-time thing, you can't really rush it. You can compromise what you feel comfortable doing. Like, you can do fan art, you can do fetishes you're not comfortable with yet, but that's gonna sort of put you into a zone. It's gonna herd the kind of audience that you cater to, and you might find that's a lot more constricting than you expect it to be down the line. Do what you're comfortable with to start with, and really focus on what makes you excited to create, because if you do what you think will get you the biggest audience as fast as possible, you're going to burn yourself out a lot faster than you thought could happen.
That's really good.
That's
advice.
amazing.
I wish somebody told me that when I started fucking writing. Shit.
Yeah. I suppose just for the last question, you obviously don't have to answer this if it's too personal or anything, but like what do you do to keep yourself company? Like, what do you do? Do you have any thing where playing music or doing instruments or watching TV or anything like that? Any interests outside the community?
Oh, outside of the kink community? Of course.
Yeah.
I like to read mystery and romance novels. I'm a big fan of the super cheesy stories by Dan Brown. And I also like playing survival crafting games like Minecraft or Subnautica. Something really relaxing and meditative.
Subnautica is the best game. It is the best game second to Minecraft.
And, when I really just need to get something out, I do like going out to clubs, not even necessarily kink clubs, just, bars, nightclubs, just places where there's a lot of people and you don't have to be yourself anymore. You're just another face in the crowd, and you can be a totally different character if you've got the guts for it.
Oh yeah,
you
exactly.
Can be a human doing human things, or a
You
Wendigo
say that
doing
in the most robotic way. Like, you can be a human doing human things.
Or you could be, or if we're gonna be like little, we're gonna be funny. You could be a Wendigo doing Wendigo things and shit.
Right then, so I think we appreciate you for being our first guest. Hopefully, maybe that's a milestone. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or we're getting too ahead of ourselves.
Hopefully, this takes off.
Well, best of luck to you then.
Alrighty, when this is edited, we will let you know, and you can advertise it if you'd like. But thank you for coming so much.
Of course.
Thanks for having me, guys.
If you have anything now that you want to advertise, or commissions or anything, or
anything,
websites they want to, feel free to advertise it now.
So yeah, I'm Lushaani. You can find me on DeviantArt and Fur Affinity. I'm looking into other sites since the Tumblr shut down, but for now, just Lushaani. I'm pretty sure you guys will probably have names spelled out in the guest whatever thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't really have anything else to plug, so thanks for having me.
Lush and
anytime,
2A's,
thank you so much. We appreciate all the time you spent here talking to us.
So long.
All right.
So long, thank you. All right then, that went fantastic.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
Yeah, Shaunie's just one of those amazingly good people.
She's very energetic. I like talking to her.
Absolutely.
Especially when it's like a gaming thing, because then she's engaged to doing what she's doing, and then
yeah. When you have someone that big in the community who's such a vivid, just amazing drawer, to give that advice, I think that would really help anyone who's actually
absolutely. I really wish somebody had told me that when I was when I was
Yeah.
starting out, because like I just wanted people to see me, and so like because I didn't think of like the ramifications of even like selling my work and how that would affect that. And now I kind of regret that, because there are some people there's some people and things that like I worked with or interacted with that I kind of regret doing, which I guess
Yeah. I think like when it comes to it, it's one thing that'd be great for this community is like bigger artists, instead of rejecting the newer artist, help them out, give them some advice.
Fuck yeah. We need to stop being feudalistic.
Yeah.
Like we need to stop being against each other.
Yeah.
Because we're not against each other.
That's
Leave it to the leave it to the fucking communists to say we're all comrades in this fucking community.
Yeah, the commie.
Fucking god damn it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Everyone.
But like we all want to make this community better. We all want to become more mainstream, get more content out there for the community, and just get our name out there. You know.
And we aren't all like we're not all out to get each other. There are some, I will say, that are doing that, but those people are being dealt with. We have the authorities on their ass. We have the authority. We have the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, the NBC, the CDC.
Yeah, and we got Barney the dinosaur on the fucking ass.
I can just imagine whoever the fuck we're talking about, just a big muscular Barney just going, "Hey, I love you, you love me.
I love you, you love me."
With a very erect dick. You up. Like it's a 10-foot long erect dick. It's a fist at the
I love you, you love me. You'll be calling me daddy by the end of the night.
I'll split you in half with my dick. But not everyone's out to get you, and that's a very important thing.
Yeah, I think that's a whole other like definitely topic that I do want to explore in the further podcast. Sort of the ins and outs of, as part of the ins and outs of the community.
Now, now to think about it, since we did an outline for this one, why don't we just have like just a different premise we go through, and sometimes have a guest, because that way we won't have to deal with. That way we won't have to deal with the logistics of it, but it'll also make it easier on us. Maybe every 4 weeks we have a guest. Every 2 weeks we do a different theme.
Sure, whatever.
That would definitely work. And getting Lushaani on was pretty easy. It was very nice, and it was very nice to get her. But I know there are some artists that'll be harder to communicate with, and it'll take longer.
Yeah.
So the 4 weeks should probably do good. And honestly,
we might be doing a podcast. Like we might not be doing it every week. We might be doing it every maybe 4. Maybe we might do one every month.
Every. I said like every 2 weeks and like every 4 weeks. Just to. It's not. We're still this out, and it's
we're still working this out. This hasn't gone to shit yet. Yes, being the key word.
We've definitely handled it well. But now our news segment. There's not much in the news sector.
I think. Yeah, sure. I suppose with the news, there's only really kind of one thing to report on. We're still waiting on Maria Feli's delivery video, which is currently being edited. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be exciting.
Her comic and stuff, which is very, very interesting to hear about and hear the progress of.
Yeah.
And if you want to see what she's willing to do, or like what she does and how she does it, go follow her on Instagram, Maria Felia. Is it anything else? I can't remember.
You can follow her Clips for Sale at Maria Felia as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and she does very interesting clips. She does very interesting content. She's very sociable, very interactive and engaging. She's very lovely.
Yeah. And very lovely person. And I think definitely as well, like definitely a valuable member of this community. Oh yeah. And like I definitely would recommend getting her content, because it's so worth it. Like you're getting like an hour video for like what, $20 or something like that.
Yeah, and she's
like you're not going to find that anywhere, and it's quality content. Oh, yeah. It's so well done.
I totally second that. She's very good, and it's a very good sell. I need to buy myself some of those clips once I get more money.
You buy that shit, boy. You need to buy that shit. We're all poor. We're all fucking poor.
But like, yeah, and it's very interesting to see some of the stuff that she makes, and some of the content that she has, because she's very creative.
Yeah, she's a very good drawer.
I'm trying to think of other news. Well, I could check up on different updates. I could check the BBW Chan board, which would be
No, we're not gonna advertise that. We're not gonna advertise that shit. No, not here.
we're not advertising that.
No,
cesspool.
fuck that.
I
Don't-
could, you know,
don't
I
go
could even, I could even bleep that. I could bleep that in the cut. I'll probably do that.
No, don't bleep it. Just leave it how it is.
No, it's
we-
okay.
We're not gonna keep that shit here. Fuck that.
But like,
That doesn't deserve anything. In fact, I'm not gonna give it any more of my attention.
all right.
So I suppose other news is we still are waiting on the official Bizarre Adventures comic from Riddler Corpse, Candy.
I will
and
say he has shown me so well. Also, I will bleep that because there is you said somebody who doesn't really want to be acknowledged for their contribution to it, at least as far as I'm aware. I'll bleep that part, but it's fine. I'll bleep it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I got to see a little like tidbit of it. Riddle showed me. Thank Christ, he showed me last night. After
man, I missed out. God damn.
Yeah, he just showed me after we got done talking with and stuff. And
you got
I can tell you. Yeah, I'll bleep that. Don't worry. Again, fleshing the shit out, but
yeah, of course.
we
send it to me.
We got done talking, and he showed me. It was very well done. It was very. It's not like fully edited, and it's just like a behind the scenes look, but it's very interesting, and I like where it's going. I like how he's handling this. So, Riddle is definitely doing some good work, and I do not think that he is doing anything too terrible. He's actually going to do this very.
I think as well. Just before we close this podcast, I do want to say one thing, and you know, it might count as a rant, but I think people need to lay the fuck off.
Yeah,
Riddler.
people need to chill out. Things don't happen immediately.
I hear people that are giving them shit about a fucking suit. Like, oh no, we want round, but like he's going for something different, guys. Do you not understand?
It's like people don't. I think it's very interesting that our community has a very dead set of concepts or tropes or rules, and we need to first off subvert them, number one, and second off we need to actually start questioning them and actually start providing better content and better elaborations or better things, because it's very restrictive on creators to maintain these things. It's not.
But I think as well, there's a whole way of going about this.
Oh
like,
yeah.
If you don't like the curvy suit, if you want the round suit, there's other ways of going it.
Oh yeah.
Like if you just go, oh fuck you, Corpse, I paid money for this when you really didn't pay money, you cheap cunt. And or like, oh no, this suit sucks. This looks like a piece of shit. I didn't pay money for this.
There are better ways of criticism, and there are better ways of getting there's better ways of getting yourself off to a round suit. There are tailor-made clips there, and as much as she'd like to kill it, there is a lively trade market that I still know that there is, and if you want the round suit, there are ways to get it, and I'm sure in the future, if Riddle, if need be, Riddle can get one. But right now, it's more or less just let creators be, because it's not even just with Riddle. It's people need to understand.
It's with other creators.
Yeah, people need to be patient with them. People need We're all human. We're all fucking doing things. So it's as a general.
Like he has other priorities in life.
Oh yeah, and as a general,
I'm sure
huge priorities.
Him and Candy. Yeah, him and Candy have huge priorities outside of life.
We're all human. Like we're not robots. And I know some of you who listen to this are younger. I know some of you who listen to this are older, but typically get things faster because you order from other creators and stuff. Understand that not everybody moves at the same pace, and that we all are doing our best to do things. Like I'll take a while to make a story because it takes a lot for me to get into that mindset, but I will still get it done and do it as best as I can. And I know
exactly.
And I know SB does the same thing. It's how people work.
It's how normal humans work.
So,
but as well as that, like if you want to criticize Sue, there's better ways of doing it. You could say, look, Riddler, I know, I don't really like the suit, but I'm happy you're making content. We're getting Candy in a suit. That's all that fucking matters. You're getting content from another creator. If you destroy this guy's mental state, he's gonna go, and you're gonna lose the content.
And we'll still have the same
So if you
problem that we've
just-
had. Like we got our stuff has been set back 7 years. Shit happened that was due to this impatience and this conflict. Of
Yeah.
stuff. People fought, and the person who would have added a diversity of content was chased off, and we need to understand
Exactly.
that that's not what we want. So, genuine closing statements: be patient, be kind, be courteous to all your artist friends. And last thing,
Patience is the virtue. Patience is the virtue.
Oh yeah, well, this has been a good podcast. I think we did pretty well. There are a few bleeps and a few little bumps, but I think we did okay for a first time pilot.
Yeah, we didn't fuck this up. We didn't run this into a
Alrighty.
shitter.
So I'll get to editing this, and I hope all of you who are listening have a lovely day, and we'll see you next time. Probably in 2 weeks, maybe in 4. We have no idea yet.
Maybe in a year. Who knows?
Alrighty.
I don't know. Well,
thank you for listening.
yeah, thanks.